Hello, you Juan Paco Pedro Delamarios. How's it going today? It's me, your friendly neighborhood Kamikalo Z Kenny, coming at you from Arizona. I am still loving it here, still digging it. Walks are great. You go in the mornings and it's chilly outside, like not like cold, but just enough to kind of wake you up. And by the time I get back, it's already getting warm and relaxing. So that's really nice. The the I mean, warmth is great for helping out with things like sore muscles. And being a big dude, I am sore frequently from just life. Like I don't even have to be doing anything, and my back is sore, and that's probably because I have bad posture. And I know I have bad posture, and it goes through my mind frequently. I just don't do anything about it. Um, and from going on these walks, legs are getting a little bit sore from doing that, and from the weight as well. So yeah, one thing I've been doing is I'll take one of these cushions here from these chairs that are out on the patio. I'll put them over on the astroturf in the sun, and they'll get nice and warm, really really warm, like a heating pad. And then I'll take it inside and uh, lay against that, and the heat, between my body and the couch, it just kind of helps insulate it, and I just, it sticks around for a while, and that's really cool. Anyway, I'm not coming online to talk to you today about pillows or warmth. Uh, I just want to drop in and let you know how day 4 of isolation is going. I call it day 4 because that's when my last human contact was, like direct contact. My pop was here. He took off. He's not here now, and the closest I came to human contact was a few days ago. I went to the grocery store and avoided everyone. Uh, Today I successfully negotiated going on a walk without coming into contact with people. Played some Pokemon Go, which keeps my mind kind of busy while walking. I always find that it's easier if I have a distraction while exercising. There was one day I took my iPad to a gym, and I noticed that when I get onto an elliptical, it's easy to like get going. It's hard to do like a warm up because my body just, I don't know, it's maybe the way that the machine functions or the way that my body handles the function of the machine, but I can't really do a warm up. There isn't like a slow pace for me. Like trying to go 2 miles an hour on an elliptical is just, it's like I have to actively resist gravity because that's what's pulling your feet down, right? And so with the amount of weight that I'm putting down onto it, the amount of force that's coming back on the upswing is tremendous. And so uh, yeah, I the next foot coming down then picks up more speed and more speed to the point where if I'm just going at a normal kind of relaxed pace, it's about 4.5 miles an hour, and that for me is like a jog or a run. And if I put a little more into it, I can get up to 6 miles an hour. And for me, that's incredible to be able to hold 6 miles an hour for any kind of extended period of time. Anyway, so I took an iPad to the gym one day on an elliptical because of this perpetual push to keep going that the machine seems to have on me. And I brought in the Lord of the Rings, the director's cut, and I just put it on the machine and I started watching. And I covered up the screen with the iPad so I couldn't see how far I'd gone or how long I'd gone for. I just wanted my legs to move and just be lost in the movie. Um, and I did. When I watch movies, I really like to get into them. I sometimes forget where I'm at or what I'm doing or what's going on afterwards. And so, yeah, my legs just kept going. My body kept moving. And I dove into the movie. And when the movie was done, I realized, oh, I had been running the whole time. And when I removed the iPad, I had run just over a marathon. It was like 27 miles in about 4.5 or 5 hours. and I've been going the whole time, and I had never run a marathon before, and I had no interest of running a marathon because it just sounds boring. I have friends who run marathons, and if it works for them, it works for them. It's just not really my cup of tea. Anyway, so I got done, and I stepped off the treadmill, or not the treadmill, the elliptical, and my legs just ceased to function. Like, I could not get them to do anything except for the elliptical movement. And you don't typically walk around doing that with your legs. So I ended up having to kind of pseudo crawl over to a banister to lift myself up on, and then used it as a crutch to get over to the stairs, which I kind of slid down stair by stair on my butt to get down to the gym. And moral of the story is that it's very easy for me to get lost in media and entertainment and forget about the physical exertion my body's going through. And so I tend to lean more toward the kinds of exercises where I can get lost and forget that I'm doing things, because it's easier. Because if I don't have my phone out, if I'm not looking at stuff, if I'm not keeping myself distracted, I'm walking down the road at a really slow pace, like compared to a car. I know that's obvious, but as I'm driving down the road on road trips that I like to go on, I can see so much. I have so many thoughts going through my mind, and around every corner there's new stuff to look at, new things to think about. But walking, it takes so long to get around the next corner, and my mind just gets bored really, really easily, really quickly. And so if it wasn't for that kind of entertainment medium, I don't think I'd be very effective at it. And that's probably why I haven't been very effective at exercising. I should have brought my VR down, my HTC Vive, installed it onto this AstroTurf out here, because in the past, like, I've gone to the gym and done leg day, like really destroyed my legs. I had a trainer who, at the end of every leg day, he would put me on a treadmill, but he wouldn't turn on the treadmill, and he would have me spin the treadmill, what is it called? The pad, the wheel, the conveyor that you're on, with just the power of my legs. And he would have me do that until I just couldn't walk anymore. And so I used to get home from leg days, my legs and body trembling, and I'd put on the VR mask and be in a game where I'm having to like dodge and move and keep myself out of harm's way. And because that's fun and I enjoy that, my mind kind of forgot that my legs were tired, legs were sore. And so I would play for 2 or 3 hours after leg day, and I take the head mask off, take the visor off, and then collapse because my body realizes and remembers, hey, you shouldn't have been able to do this. And so, yeah, exercise is just so much more easier for me when it's not the kind of stale straightforwardness of being where you're at and doing things where you're at. I always got to be somewhere else. I always got to be not here, not now, because the here and now is boring. Mostly boring. So it was a long, drawn-out story for why I take my phone and play games while I'm on the walk, but it works for me. I know it's not advised to, but I do weigh myself every morning, mostly as a mental exercise, because I know that, like, when I'm weighing myself, I'm not just weighing to see what I did yesterday. I know that weighing myself is more or less a compendium of things I've done in the last few days or even in the last week. And I try to recall everything I've done and everything I've eaten and everything that I put into losing weight and dieting. And I try to figure out if I'm going to gain or lose based off of what I can remember and piece together from the last week. And I know that sounds like it's likely not very efficient or even accurate, but it helps me to associate increase of weight with something other than failure. and that helps out with my mental health when it comes to weight loss, which is super important. And that mental health, the aspect that I'm trying to target, has nothing to do with anything that anyone else can give me. People can encourage you and give you high fives and be like, "Yeah, you're doing great. Keep up the good work, and we're proud of you, and we love you," and all that jazz. And that's fine and good and all, but it's it's a vastly different kind of support than the voice in your head. And so, I've said for a while that losing weight is like running or in a race or running a marathon. Um, you don't get nearly as much strength and support from the people on the sidelines who are sitting in a comfortable chair eating a hot dog and waving a "Go Kenny" flag as the people who are running in the race with you. Seeing people ahead of me, seeing people behind me, seeing people pass me, seeing me pass people, those are the things which really motivate me to keep going, not the people standing on the sideline not running with me saying, "Yeah, of course you can do this. Anyone can do this. Just do it." I know that makes it sound much more patronizing than people are intending, but that's often how my mind tends to interpret support. And so, yeah, the mental health of trying to keep myself in a place where an increase of weight is not necessarily a failure is very important, and that's why I weigh daily. And so, yeah, so today was a good day. Good morning. Woke up, went out for my walk, caught some Pokemons. Came back and went to work, and now it's lunchtime. It's been a pretty good work morning so far. Nothing too incredibly exciting going on. This afternoon, it's Friday, right? So what am I going to be doing later on this evening? Probably should do leg day today, speaking of things. And again, today's like the shaking off the rust kind of thing, so I'll probably do as many squats as I can until I get tired, and then maybe do some lunges back and forth on the AstroTurf here. Not many. It's not that long, like 15 feet maybe. So that's probably 5 or 6 lunges down and back. But that's pretty hard on the knees, and my knees aren't the best. So I'll do as many as I can with that, just, shaking off the dust and the rust, and get geared up for the weekend. I'm hoping to find a good trail, maybe a few miles, and a few miles away from here that I can drive out to, hike around, take some pictures, post them on the Instagrams, and then come back and hang out, maybe get a bit of a sunburn or suntan. But staying positive, staying active during isolation is important. I do have a nice gaming system and a couple of good comfortable chairs I can use. And playing with friends is nice. And I've decided today I'm going to start learning how to play Dungeons and Dragons. While that sounds super nerdy, I don't care. It looks like a lot of fun. I'd love to try and play. I'd love to try and be a dungeon master and just make some super creative and fun adventures for people to go on. Anyway, I don't know how long this has been so far. My timer would be on my phone, and I figured out how to get everything turned around and set up just right. So hopefully I'm in focus and in the view there. If not, this will be a weird video for you to watch. Anyway, maybe I'll go hit a bucket of golf balls as well. That might be a good idea. But I did want to say that I actually went through yesterday and tallied up the total number of calories that I have in storage right now. And if I had a 2,000 calorie diet, I could really stay here for the next 70-ish days and be just fine. with about I think it was a 1,500 calorie diet, I could stay for a solid 3 months, a good 90 days. So that's good to know. I might keep most of the frozen and canned stuff in their state, and rely on things like DoorDash and Uber Eats, because those things will last a lot longer. And the moment that they stop doing DoorDash and Uber Eats, that's when your storage really becomes your lifeline. And I don't want to use that up before that happens, because as soon as that happens, as soon as like restaurants start closing down and they stop making food somewhat available, that's when the grocery stores will really become empty. And so I'm trying to stay ahead of that right now by taking advantage of the fact that they're open, and then keeping my storage for storage needs. Anyway, I am having a great day. I hope you are as well. And let's stay safe, happy, and keep smiling. Thanks for watching.